resemblance is uncanny. It's as if we're two characters in a movie being played by the same actor.
Everybody, and welcome back to What the Hell Happened to Them. A title fight is brewing. That's right, this season, Eddie Murphy versus Jim Carrey. I am your host, Patrick Skeyhill, and joining me on the line is my long-lost Grand Pop-Tart, Joe Vekeman.
Hi.
And on the audio boards is Lev Van Rensselaer, reminding me to remind you that you can email the cast at whathappenedtothemcast@gmail.com. And also joining us today as our Shadow the Hedgehog senior analyst, sound designer, and musician, Andrew McUne returns to the cast.
Maria! Hi, guys. It's your resident Shadow expert.
Yeah.
This is what I always dreamed I would be. In high school, they nominated me most likely to talk about Shadow on a podcast.
Oh. Well, glad to let dreams come true.
Andrew young enough where that could be a superlative in his yearbook. Podcast did not exist, I don't think, when Joe and I were in high school. Maybe I didn't understand the internet.
2011 was still pretty early for podcasting. I don't know if we knew what that was yet, but yeah.
I don't know if there were weird, like, Newgrounds podcast or something happening, Joe. Do you know?
Mark Maron, he was at the forefront of that. I don't know. When did he do that?
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. What does matter is the movie we're watching this week. What movie has Shadow the Hedgehog, Joe?
Sonic the Hedgehog 3. No subtitle. Isn't that so nice? It's just clean. It's just so clean.
All right, what happens in this movie?
Ooh. Well, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails reunite against a powerful new adversary, Shadow, a mysterious villain with powers unlike anything they have faced before. With their abilities outmatched, Team Sonic must seek out an unlikely alliance. Team Sonic.
Yes, I know. I don't know where to begin with this. Well, actually, I do. And perhaps you've heard the other two podcasts. I'm a big fan of the Sonic music, and they just refuse to use any of it in the series. Maybe they use some later game Shadow stuff music thing. I wouldn't know any of those.
Well, the only person you can blame is Jeff Fowler. He is the auteur of this series.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't do it. So, like, I caught the Green Hill Zone music very briefly. They usually use that. I think I caught a little bit of, like, bonus stage music when they were doing the race with the holograms early on, but that was more or less it. So, like last time, I'm going to play Sonic music. Today we're going to do the game Sonic 3.
Oh, yeah. Banger.
We'll have that hanging out in the background there for us while we talk here. Okay. So, I only know only 2D games. So once Sonic and Knuckles happened, that was sort of the end for me.
No.
The only thing I really know of Shadow the Hedgehog was I remember the commercial, which was like gritty Batman Begins type dark, and like he had guns, and there was like some Linkin Park kind of music going on in the background. And I was like, damn, this commercial's a lot like the Final Fantasy X-2 commercial. That's crazy. That's really all I know of Shadow the Hedgehog. So you tell me, Andrew, give us some context so we know how to approach this movie.
I'd love to. First of all, I don't know if I'm going to call Final Fantasy X-2 the progenitor of the attempt to seem edgy in video games in the early 2000s. That was almost all video game media, if you were reading.
Well, but the thing with the trailer was you had, like, somebody dragging somebody else down a tech-savvy corridor with a lot of soldiers chasing after them and, like, depressing music. It was like you could put them on top of each other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like everything is Final Fantasy VII, then, I guess. Just everything is Shinra. Yeah. Well, I will say a note that depending on your music note, I did catch at least one stinger in the, not to jump, but there's a space fight where Sonic and Shadow are like butting heads, and there's like a laser in space. There's a point in the music where you hear the "Make believe simple," and that's like the That's the theme from Sonic and the Secret Rings.
Okay.
And you hear it in a couple of other games. So that's like a mid 2000s music reference. And there's also a couple of stings, like 4 or 5 note section sequences of the music from Sonic Adventure 2 that immediately just have. There is one point where it's an aggressive transition into nothing score, where like I thought they were about to actually start playing a real song, and then they didn't. And as somebody who has, I know you haven't, Patrick, I've seen the 2 Mario movies that have come out, that both leave some things to be desired.
Oh, you don't say.
The first Mario movie is like a jukebox musical selection of music almost. It's like Take On Me, it's I Need a Hero, it's a bunch of music that has nothing to do with Mario.
Why do you gotta do that when you've got famous Mario music for like 30 years?
I was like, why are we doing this? Because like, this isn't for the kids.
Yeah.
All these 80s songs, because it's just 80s songs.
Yeah.
And if you want to appeal to the parents who are kids in the 80s, you would play the Mario music. And then in the second Mario movie, they learned from their mistake. The Mario soundtrack in Mario 2, or the Galaxy movie, is almost entirely soundtrack music. They fixed the mistake, and Sonic seems to not have figured that out. So, notch in Mario's belt, I guess.
$2 billion.
So much money. Thank you for having me on. Shadow time.
Yes, give us some Shadow context.
So Shadow is a character that was introduced in the game Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic Adventure 1, which came out for the Dreamcast, was the first 3D Sonic game, really. I mean, I think they had a couple forays in like arcade and
there was
stuff.
a Sega one that was like faux 3D. That game's really awkward to play because of it.
Yeah, Sonic Adventure is as close as you can get to like a Mario 64 for the series.
Yeah.
It's fully three-dimensional. Sometimes it's still kind of a rail shooter, but sometimes you have fully 3D levels. Sonic Adventure 2, same thing. Sonic Adventure 2 is the last game for the Dreamcast. Before, like the rest of my dreams, it is cast to the outer darkness. And then they start making them for GameCube and PlayStation and whatever. Sonic has a counterpart in Sonic Adventure 2. The counterpart is Shadow. And this movie is essentially a loosely adapted Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow...
Yeah, that is a game. Mm-hmm.
That's the game.
I looked it up.
And there's a lot more characters on that cover that Joe just put on screen. He just showed us the Sonic Adventure 2 cover. But
who's the lady? Is that the lady we see at the
Yeah,
end?
I think I saw the pink lady. No, that's a white lady.
That's a different
no,
one, right?
that's Rouge the Bat.
That's a bat?
The pink lady, you saw Amy Rose. I don't know what animal she is at the end of Sonic 3. That is a character that Rouge the Bat is not in the movies yet.
And Tails is a fox, right? Is that a fox? They call him a fox.
Yeah. Two-tailed fox. Yeah.
Knuckles does like calling him a fox. I'm presuming he's a fox. He just happens to have two tail, which he said in the second movie makes him feel awkward because all the other foxes have one tail.
Yes. So, Shadow was developed as initially a one-off character for the game Sonic Adventure 2. They wanted some sort of, equal but opposite counterpart. I guess that was kind of big in those days. Sony Pictures, which initially had the rights to develop these films before they put it off to Paramount, have taken that and run with it since, because kind of like every Spider-Man spin-off movie has always just been like, hey, what if they fought the same guy but evil?
Morbius?
Like that's like every Venom movie. That's probably Morbius. I don't know.
Yep.
I saw that movie, but I don't remember it.
Bad movie.
Bad movie.
Stating the obvious.
Shadow ended up being so popular that he's made playable appearances in at least a couple of other games. But I can give you the rundown of the game if you want. It would kind of, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, like, I guess how well did this movie adapt the game, and what things got left out that were good, and what things maybe that would have been helpful?
Okay, so the game is better than the movie. I will tell you that. Yeah. Mechanically, I don't know how well it's aged. I haven't played it in a bit, but I played Sonic Adventure 2 as a kid. Like, this was the 3D Sonic game. I like the 2D games to an extent. I think that they've aged worse than the Mario games in 2D mostly. But the 2D games in Sonic are typically the ones that are better. A lot of Sonic games are bad. A lot of them are not great.
I've heard this.
A lot of the 3D games are actually ass. But Sonic Adventure 2, I think, is one of the better ones. And I played it when I was like 6 or 7, all the way through.
The Prime
one of the first
Age.
games I played that had like a storyline. Yeah, great.
Mm-hmm.
So, in Sonic Adventure 2, Gerald Robotnik is a character.
Oh, the character's real. Okay.
He's real,
That's
but
good.
he only appears
That's
in
good.
flashbacks. He's not actually like a. He's sort of like the mage in the past, or like the sort of like the figure haunting the whole story, but isn't in it.
So he has that similar catalyst role like he does in the movie. He just doesn't get to come back and follow up.
Correct. He is a much more. I don't know. It's still like an E10 and up game or whatever, but he's more of a tortured character in the game. He's not really comic relief at all.
Yeah.
Only appears in flashbacks. And Maria is Gerald's young granddaughter and is Eggman's cousin. So
Okay.
they're both grandchildren, but cousins. And Maria has some unspecified serious illness in the game. Shadow is not an alien in the game. He's actually completely bioengineered by Gerald. And he's engineered by Gerald in his efforts to create an ultimate life form that will thus unlock cures for disease. And it's sort of like a mostly noble pursuit, I guess. But he only is able to do so through the funding from Gun, which is from the games. And Gun seeks like super soldiers and weapons of mass destruction. So
Yeah, the guns. The guns.
That looks kind of cool. I don't know if the game's good, but it looks kind of cool.
that is a gun. He's showing us the Shadow the Hedgehog cover. Shadow the Hedgehog game is a little bit more mixed, but it's still one of the best 3D Sonic games, I guess. I don't know. It does its own. It does a unique thing with the narrative, but so at some point, for reasons that aren't really clear or are sort of narrated through the fog of amnesia, Gun raids the facility that Gerald is building Shadow in, and there's a massacre. Maria in the game is just shot in the back and killed. She's like a 13-year-old girl who has cancer or something, and she gets murked while she's helping Shadow escape the facility. And Gerald is imprisoned. Over time, he builds the Eclipse Cannon for Gun in prison, like he does in the movie.
Okay.
And he also loses his mind and goes insane. But it's the really sad, tragic kind of goes insane. It's not really like that cheerful, because he's he is then executed by firing squad.
Oh.
Just yeah.
Paramount had no balls, I guess, for this adaptation.
I wouldn't want that. This is a kid's movie. This is clearly a movie aimed at kids.
He's not dancing to My Chemical Brothers or Chemical Brothers. My Chemical Romance Brothers.
I like the combo.
My Chemical Incest, yeah.
Give me that super band.
He does not get a dance sequence. He is a tortured prisoner who regrets every decision he's ever made and gets murked. And then Ivo Robotnik, or Eggman, later he finds evidence of Shadow's existence, finds out his grandfather was doing all this, breaks him out alone, and then they start stealing emeralds to power the cannon. Sonic gets involved because Shadow robs a bank to steal an emerald, and everyone thinks it was Sonic, so Sonic just gets arrested. Yeah. So that's how the game starts for Sonic. He's like, what the hell? Why am I in a... He gets, like, cuffed and, like, let away. The Eclipse Cannon is then used by Eggman as an agent for global terror. Like, he points it at the moon and explodes it, and then tells the entire world, including the President of the United States, you've got 24 hours to concede the whole Earth to me, or I'm going to destroy the whole Earth.
Now, how did Donald Trump handle that?
He destroyed a different moon and said, I'm going to destroy your moons, Robotnik.
There's a scene where the president is in a limo, and Eggman transmutes a signal to his limo and, like, hacks his, like, TV and is like, hand over the Earth to me. And then Sonic and Tails just, like, drop in, use the signal to, like, triangulate where they are, and they're just like, hey, thanks, Mr. President, and they dip. And Mr. President's like, what the hell was that? What just happened? So he has no real bearing on the story, which means he does better than the current president would have handled it. Current president would have bombed a few schools. But, so Team Sonic defeats Eggman, but it turns out before death, Gerald, who did ultimately want the whole Earth to die, but kind of because he went insane and everything he did was horrible, so he was just like, I just end everything. He rigged the system to explode and killed the Earth. So Sonic and Shadow both have to go Super Saiyan, rather, and stop it. So, and that's kind of the arc of the game. So it shares some similar beats. The game also does there's a hero playthrough and there's a villain playthrough. So the heroes and villains get equal playtime. You get to play as both in order to play the whole story. So as a game, it has a more interesting narrative structure. Not necessarily more interesting, but it has a involved structure that gives Shadow a lot of airtime that he doesn't necessarily get in this. It has, I don't know if I'd call it a darker tone because it's a Sonic the Hedgehog game. So I guess sometimes it's derided as it's trying to be edgy. I don't think it achieves Final Fantasy levels of edgy, but yeah, it's definitely not as goofy of a tone as the movie is. Okay, there's your background.
Okay. That's helpful as we approach this now, Joe. Had you seen this movie? Had either of you seen this movie before? Obviously I hadn't, but...
No.
I don't know if your kids are into the Sonic films, Joe.
We have missed them all.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Andrew?
You've got Sonic PJs in your house, but you haven't seen the movies, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Well, how did you know about my son's Sonic PJs? That feels weird.
You've mentioned it in other podcast episodes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, my
I'm not in your
older child has the onesie Sonic thing, but it was just kind of she wanted to copy the neighbor because the neighbor had it.
These feel like movies that would have been opportunities to watch with your children, but you didn't want to watch it with them? They didn't want to watch it?
Well, the first one I did see in the theater right before the pandemic happened. I said that. The second one we skipped, and the third one, it's a difficult time in my life to do anything, so I didn't do anything.
Okay, but you could, as we've been doing from the podcast, you could have been like, kids, gather around, we're gonna watch.
Yeah, but my kids just never seem so interested in Sonic. They're more Mario kids. Julian has 10 different Mario games.
Well, they make a lot more of those than Sonic games, so that helps.
Well, I don't, do they? Because they make a lot of Sonic games too.
I've just never heard. I've heard of Mario games.
There's Sonic Team Racing. I just saw that one.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah, there's a Sonic Pinball I saw. That's weird.
Well, Sonic Pinball was for the Sega, Joe. Unless they made it. Oh, that was Sonic Spinball.
Okay, well, maybe I got it wrong.
Maybe they have a new 3D pinball thing. I don't know. Sonic Spinball was hard. Okay, so...
I saw Sonic 3 in theaters.
You saw Sonic 3? You were just like, I love Sonic Adventure 2. I gotta go check this out.
My youngest sister is a Sonic nut. And it was Christmas time. I was with family, and she was like, I want to go see it. I was like, all right. I had not seen the first two. Since then,
yeah,
I have seen the first one, and I've seen half of the second one.
Okay.
In the second one, I've gotten up to the wedding scene, and I haven't gotten past that.
Oh, that's the best part. You're at the best part.
I know. That's not. It wasn't because of that. You get busy.
You were just like, it makes no sense that a whole government agency would fake this thing. This is stupid.
That is true.
Time to walk away.
It's a crazy plot.
Okay.
I want to say,
yeah,
I enjoyed this one the most. And I found it the least annoying.
Is you're a Keanu stan?
Not that. I just thought it was the least annoying.
I think this one was hard. All in general, they've all been hard for me. Also, the Knuckles show, which I watched for part of my journalistic integrity.
Insane.
Well, I was like,
I haven't seen that either.
I don't, I gotta watch this, so I'm caught up for the movie. But you know what? You don't have to watch it.
Yeah, I knew that.
All it explains is why Knuckles would entrust the Chaos Emerald to Adam Pally. And
we gotta talk about my favorite scene in the entire movie is when Adam Pally is playing hockey on top of a roof, and he's definitely playing hockey on the top of a roof in the city.
I gotta imagine if the Knuckles show has... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You're good. Go.
I was just gonna say, if there's any sort of, genuine arc to the Knuckles show of,
No.
Adam Pally is the cop that protects the Chaos Emerald. If there's any sort of genuine arc to that, this movie immediately defeats that.
Here's the arc of the story is...
Here we go. Give me Knuckles.
First of all, we do the spin-off thing where part of the first episode we have Sonic and Tails and Tika Sumpter. Notably, a certain other actor is absent from the shooting.
No James Marsden?
No, he's on vacation.
He's like the head of the franchise.
Yep, well...
It's him. It's Donut King, or what? Is it Donut King?
Donut Lord, Joe.
Donut Lord, sorry.
He's got a sweater on in the movie, perhaps you saw it.
I remember that. That was a fun sweater.
He's an unelected member of Donut Parliament.
So then Knuckles gets visited by the ghost of his tribal leader, voiced by Christopher Lloyd for some reason.
Wow.
Yeah, because when I think badass tribal warrior leader, Christopher Lloyd's where I go first. And
You're a tomb.
yeah, the ghost is like, Knuckles, you have to protect the Echidna warrior line, and he's like, but I'm the last one. He's like, well, you just gotta teach other people the warrior stuff we know. And then he does silly ghost things, and I don't think the show knows how the rules of ghosts work, and I don't know why the ghost suddenly randomly showed up. So Knuckles, for whatever reason, picks Adam Pally to turn into a warrior, and Adam Pally actually wants to win a bowling tournament so that he can meet his deadbeat dad, who's also there at the bowling tournament. His deadbeat dad, by the way, is Robin Hood Man in Tights, for some reason. And,
Wait, Kevin Costner?
no. The other guy. Who's Robin Hood Man in Tights? Robin Hood Man in Tights.
I don't know.
Oh, Carrey Ellis.
There it is, yes, the British guy.
You could have said Princess Bride.
Oh, I could have.
You could have said Saw Guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of British people in this movie for some reason, despite it taking place in Montana. And an Australian guy. And anyway, it's like 6 episodes, and...
Half hour?
6 half-hour episodes. Stockard Channing is Adam Pally's mother. We have a whole episode about, learning about Jewish stuff.
Stockard Channing, wow.
And Knuckles is like, yes, this proud warrior culture. And I was like, a little awkward now, but okay. And
Oh, God. Oh.
and I guess the main villain is like some guy who used to work for Robotnik when Robotnik was still part of the government. And then
I just want it to be like the minion guy. Like his little like second hand.
No, not
like,
that guy. Not in the movie. No, just some random other British guy. And this guy used to work for Robotnik, and then when Robotnik got kicked out of the government, all of his employees did too, so this guy's now just selling, like, Robotnik technology on the black market. And these gun people, they wanted to leave because, and this was the best part of the series, because the gun lady was like, I was afraid of extraterrestrials all my life, and now we found them and we befriend them, and now the government's making me do stupid things like plan fake weddings and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, you thought that was stupid too, because it was. Good work, evil lady. And, but overall, it had no real bearing. And they don't even, the show just sort of ends abruptly too. Like, I didn't need it to justify the Chaos Emerald being given to Adam Pally. I would have just been like, well, you gotta get him in the movie somehow, I guess.
They had 5 directors for a 6-episode series.
Yes. A lot of needle drops in that one too. A lot of not Sonic music there. The whole thing is like Adam Pally's like, let's all play my mixtape. Let's listen to my mixtape. By the way, they're CDs because he grew up in the 90s. But
Yeah, of course.
there you go.
It sounds like something that got greenlit when they were trying to get Paramount Plus still off the ground, and they were like, just take anything.
So the hockey was weird because he never played hockey. He was a bowler. Bowling was his thing. It was almost like they weren't written simultaneously.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's so funny.
So it was like the stupid Godzilla Apple TV show where I watched to get ready for the dumb Godzilla X Kong movie.
Are you still watching it?
No, because I know it doesn't
Oh.
seem to relate at all, and it's just so stupid, and I don't have Apple Plus. So, like, if I had Apple Plus, like, maybe I'd throw it on, but my goodness, is it bad.
Anna Sawai is one of the most beautiful people on the planet, and I still only made it to episode 2. I'm sorry. The Monster Show, it's so boring.
Yeah. It's impressive. It's impressively boring. It's almost like an art form of boredom.
Truly.
Yeah, but they've got Kurt and Wyatt Russell playing the same person?
Part of the impressiveness of the boredom. Or you get Anders Holmes and Johns Goodman playing the same person. Like, put up a mirror, baby.
I actually saw an interview with Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell, and they were being interviewed about the Godzilla show thing. And in the interview, someone, like the guy was asking, he's like, so, and I heard you're in this Michelle Pfeiffer show too, the Miss Madison. And he's like, yeah, that's a great show. And he goes off and talks about that show for like 5 minutes. He's like, oh, wait, we were talking about the Godzilla show. Yeah, I love that show. And I'm like, oh, God.
All right, we're done talking about flagrant crash grabs. We're talking about Sonic 3. By the way, it's sort of amusing that our last film was Beverly Hills Cop 4. Now we're doing Sonic 3. It sort of says everything we need to know about the Hollywood system.
But the next Eddie movie is an original picture.
But we'll get there next week. So, how well do you think the adaptation of the game was handled here, Andrew? Do you think they did? I don't know. How do you think the gymness affected it?
So, Jim Carrey as
gymnast.
Yeah, Jim Carrey as Eggman is, like, in all three movies is, I guess it's fine. Eggman in his personality in the games is kind of just whatever you want a villain to be. I mean, in the 16-bit games, he has no personality. He's like Dr. Wily or Bowser. He's just the guy who's always evil and somehow survives every game despite being thrown into like a pit of fire. In the 3D games, he has voice acting, and the voice acting kind of just like, Sonic, I will beat you once again. And it's not like played as, he doesn't have like jokes, but he has like a very sort of clowning kind of diction. So I think it works for me ultimately. The characterization of Gerald, I mean, I'm not going to split hairs. I'm not like, you did Gerald wrong. I don't care about it that much, I guess. But Gerald is just he's a tragic character in the game. Yeah. And this is just not that. So this is
a tragic character in this movie.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Like, if you look at it on paper, he does try to destroy the whole Earth and himself and commit mass suicide. But does it really
he doesn't care about his
feel
grandson.
Like he did that?
Well, we get one line, I think, where he's just like, you're no Maria. And, like, that's the only window into that we get.
Yeah.
The weight of that backstory. Otherwise, it's more expositionally delivered. Of like, yeah, we're going to just destroy humanity because they don't deserve to live.
Yeah.
Well, we don't.
And then he has, like, a weird mantis versus scorpion fight with himself.
I thought you'd like that as a mantis creator.
The thing with... like Jim Carrey's Robotnik thing is like he's taken this authorship of it, and basically the franchise has kind of allowed him to build the character and do with it as he wants. So I was interested as I watched this.
Me too. I love the arc.
Did this grandpa character exist in the game? Like, how much of the plot ideas were his idea or Jim's idea, and the interactions between the two Robotniks, how much of that was their idea? So ultimately, I don't know, Joe. Do you have anything in your research about that?
Just that it was an undertaking, because the director had to come to him and he was like, so we have this idea for the third one, and we'd like you to play dual roles. And he's like, oh, what does this mean? So he knew it was a big ask. And it meant that Carrey was going to be in makeup for 3 hours every time they had to do Gerald.
His favorite.
He loves putting on tons of makeup.
Good thing he's got that CIA training now, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, he knew this was going to be, like, difficult, so they had a body double to do, like, the dancing sequences, and, like, when they're, like, side by side sometimes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. He was into it. He had a great time. That's what he said.
Yeah,
he was like, this is like his technical like thing he was trying to work on. So
yeah, now he had to like play against himself and build this other Robotnik and find the new physicality to it. I don't know. Like, these movies aren't great. I have a problem with the tonal dissonance of it. It's tough when I have like, okay, we've got, you know, this gritty blockbuster aesthetic, but the script sounds like a Nickelodeon live-action sitcom. So I don't really know how to feel in any given moment. It's hard to take it seriously. That's part of why I like this one less than the second one, because at least that one felt a little more tonally, like, consistent. This movie also Basically, like, they're like, all right, we're gonna get on the helicopter. Bye, James Marsden and Tika Sumpter. And I'm like, bye, main characters of the show. I guess you're not in the movie anymore. Bye. And they weren't, and they were only brought back so that Sonic could go Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 3 at the end of the film.
Oh.
So,
okay.
So anyway, the whole point of that I'm saying is that the one thing that I found at least interesting was Jim Carrey's authorship of this role in these movies, and was like, all right, somebody's trying to do something in these very safe blockbusters. As weird as it is, he's trying to like take ownership of it and make it, elevate it more than it would have been if any other actor had been doing it. So that's the thing that drives me.
I do want to.
I say for those end credits because I'm like, all right, well, I need to see Robotnik like be alive again, so I can,
He said, I already read an interview just now. He said he's open to coming back.
Okay.
That was last year at the top of the year.
Because, like, I don't know, like, that Mechasonics, I'm used to, Robotnik usually makes those, so I would think he'd be back, but I don't know how he'd make them so quickly. But then this pink lady, maybe, from other games, is not Robotnik tied at all. Maybe they just, because this one, like, they didn't need James Marsden because they got now a bunch of cartoon characters, and if we're gonna add the pink lady, like even more cartoon characters, we got a bat apparently, I guess. Like it just could become a full cartoon in a live action world like the Smurfs.
Or, Roger Rabbit.
So I don't know, like maybe they don't need Robotnik anymore, but and maybe Jim.
I think
part of my
him.
mind was like, did Jim like this is what Jim wanted to work up towards for a send off? Like he's like, all right, I've done my 3, I'm contractually unobligated now. I'm ready to move on to do no movies.
I think his 2020s should only be Sonic movies. I think he should just make Sonic movies. That's it.
So far, it's shaping up to be
6.5 years of only Sonic movies. I think he's on his way.
Let's look at it this way, right? All right. We got the Bad Batch. He's in the cannibal film as a weird homeless guy. We've got Dark Waters. He's in a weird Norwegian crime thriller, and then it's 3 Sonic films. Like, what a weird batch of 5.
Yep.
Well, I think that he could have had more of a disparity in between the two characters with very great ease. He's proven his dramatic acting chops in several films and shows. He could have been more of like a direct villain as Gerald, especially because, he's not as much of a character, I guess, with screen time in the game, but he's a very sort of tortured. He's not a very cartoony looking guy. Most of the time you see him as just like he's just like a sad, downcast man who's in a straitjacket and is
Jesus.
he's writing really like tortured like diary entries. He's not a comedic relief at all, and he's also not necessarily. He's a tragic character that is not entirely villain, I guess. But if you wanted to make him a full villain, it would be a pretty easy transition from the games, and he doesn't have the whole like giant mustache, like white mustache and like white suit get up, really. Yeah. I guess that's kind of like a transmorphing a little bit, but you could have had
I like their mustache battle.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time, and he gets to do goofy Jim Carrey stuff, which is, I guess, what you sign up for when you're a kid. But
absolutely.
I think you could have had much more of like a I don't know, a diopted like split, and because then at the end, I guess like the turn is that, oh shoot, he's actually really evil, and Eggman, the man who tried to kill Sonic twice and has tried to dominate the world several times and maybe actually not as evil as him. Sure. But sure. I think if like
good point.
A cool auteur thing to do, maybe, I guess, within this framework would have been to like use the other character as an opportunity to express a different emotional turn. Because he's kind of just doing the same thing on screen twice at the same time.
Well, I think my problem was this movie demanded a lot of us.
Yeah, sure.
To bring from outside the game or outside the movie, right? Because really, in this franchise, Robotnik doesn't spend that much time trying to kill Sonic or take over the world.
Not to the end,
right? In the first movie, he's just like a government bureaucrat who's trying to capture Sonic to study him and get all this power to make his cool things. He doesn't really want to take over the world. Then it's not until he goes crazy after being lost on the mushroom planet for so long.
Yeah.
that he comes back and he's like, well, I'm going to get the ultimate power. So it's like one time he wanted to take over the world. So in my mind, Dr. Robotnik isn't, when he says like, well, if I can't take over the world, I'll save it. I feel like that hasn't been earned yet.
Sure.
Oh.
Right, and then we do rush through a lot of that. We get a lot of the backstory from Keanu Reeves' point of view, but we don't really get a lot from Gerald's really his name. It's just such a
Gerald.
Generic name. Yeah, it's me, Jerry Robotnik. Yo.
I mean, he was born in 1914.
So, like, we don't really get it until the very end. And the thing I was expecting was, like, he was just needed his grandson to do, to get some key or to do some tech thing or whatever, and then he'd, like, ditch him or whatever. Like, I was waiting for a different kind of turn, I suppose, so...
Yeah.
I would say the movie's 20 minutes shorter than the second one, but is a lot busier. But it has like way more going on, so everything feels rushed, and you don't get the like. I think Jim's young Robotnik character doesn't get enough time to transition, and as Andrew was saying, Jim's old Robotnik character doesn't get enough time to like get fleshed out.
I don't know about rushed. I was really time-stamping the hell out of this movie when I was watching it. In about an hour and 20 minutes, I'm like, we're done! We did it! We did this! I'm like, high five, guys, we did this. I'm so and then I'm like, why is there another, like, 35 minutes attached to this, though? I'm like, how many, like end credits do we have? I felt like as soon as they had infiltrated, like, the base in London or whatever... Remember when they did that? And then Sonic has to do all of his bits where he's like, I'm doing all the British things. And I'm like, cool.
Oh yeah, it's become like Fast and the Furious now too, as part of this tonal dissonance.
Yeah.
Well, at least in the
just like popping up in different cities.
Yeah, the last movie they went different places, but it was like, oh, it's Angel Island from this Sonic 3 game, in fact, and like, oh, we're in like a temple, so we're in like a video game area. I'm like, okay, this is fine. Now it's just like, we're in Tokyo, and then London, and there's some place in the middle I forget.
Oh yeah, we were at Tokyo. That was fun.
And then so like that bugs me. Yes, Andrew, what are you gonna ask?
I was gonna say, do you think 9/11 happened in this universe?
Jeez, wow, what a great question.
Because those two towers in London, they look like. I mean,
wow.
You were building those, and you're like, I know what's gonna happen here. Nothing good, right?
They're tempting fate.
I think it's a structure from one of the 16-bit games, like that tower. I feel like it's like something I think it was like it's like a crypt that you like run up to at the end of like a level or something, and they sort of transmuted it into being gun headquarters in London. What are we paying for with our global taxes? Also, I mean, gun can like control gravity. What the hell's going on?
Yeah. That was great. That's exactly what I was going to talk about.
Not to get buried in the weeds in this obviously kids movie that has just ideas of plot that like aren't really grounded that much, but who's like, you're controlling gravity? Why do you care about Shadow?
Yeah.
I mean, you clearly you run the entire planet, and there needs to be some sort of civilian uprising at some level, because there's nothing good coming from the Gun United Nations.
Also, like, Gun has existed in this world for like 3 years, so like they move really quickly on all this stuff.
Yeah,
like the world franchise also can't decide if the world knows about these aliens or not.
It's got the Ghostbusters issue.
I don't think anybody knows about them.
Yeah, like they in the Knuckles show too. Like they didn't really know how they wanted to handle that.
I do want to just
best to commit to nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. A couple of things about Jim Carrey in this.
Yeah.
He to show how dedicated he was to the role of Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah.
He did not shave or cut his hair for a year and a half, and they let him shave it in that one scene.
Yeah, that was real shaving.
Yeah, it was good, but the person who was doing it was terrified to shave
his co-star. Yeah, I would have been too.
Lee Majub, I think I said that right. Agent Stone.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, if Robotnik's not coming back, it felt like, all right, they're setting up that guy to be a new Doctor, because they made him like cooler, quote unquote, in this, and he's doing like finger things too. And like, is Kristen Ritter also being set up, because she seems to really hate aliens, and they never did anything with that.
What a weird person to put into this movie.
Is like Pink Lady gonna bring a lot of other alien characters with her, and Kristen that's Jesus.
Kristen Stewart in this movie would plus this up.
There's an idea.
So is Kristen, Don't Trust to Be in Apartment 23, she's gonna be like the big villain and try to like kill them all or whatever?
That'd be such a downgrade. I don't want that. I'm sorry.
Listen, I like Jessica Jones. I think Kristen Ritter's good in things. I hope she got it back from this, but yeah, she didn't really do anything in this movie, did she?
So it'd be interesting to know, like, so were kids coming to the movie for Sonic, or were they coming for Jim Carrey? Like, they seem to build so much around Jim Carrey.
Well, all the only thing the kids know Jim Carrey from now is the Sonic movies.
I know, but like, are they gonna be sad when there is no Robotnik in 4? Are they gonna be like, where's Robotnik? Where's Poochie? Where's Poochie?
I will report back on our next episode about this. I'll do some kid research.
Okay.
Because I can ask my friends' kids, and I'll ask Kelly. She's seen it.
There's a demographic here that maybe we're not really addressing, or we haven't been so far, or hasn't been addressed in the podcast episodes. And that's that there's a lot of adult freaks that really like Sonic.
These movies are just really hard to watch as an adult.
Yeah, but they do, because their minds are,
Well, when you brought your sister, Andrew, how old was she, and did she enjoy Sonic 3?
She's 20? 21? She's 21.
So she was like 19 when you saw the movie with her?
Sure. Sure, yeah. 19.
That's how that math works?
Yeah. Clearly, I'm also good with addition and subtraction.
All right.
She had a great time. She's somebody who didn't grow up with the game like I did. But she's still just like, I love Sonic, I love Shadow. She's super tapped into the meme culture around Sonic and Shadow, which is absolutely cursed.
There is a meme.
Interesting.
Oh my Lanta, I can't believe we haven't talked about this in the podcast, but I mean, there's like subculture jokes. I mean, there's fan-made games. There's all sorts of cursed fan art. There's like running gags where like...
The one with the teeth, right? Is that part of it? The funny Sonic with the teeth?
The original design of Sonic?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's fan art or just discarded studio art.
Discarded studio art.
The Sonic fan community has been unbound since the 90s. Like, deviant art, half of it is propped up by Sonic fan art. I think the picture that sticks in my mind the most often is a picture of the Pope pouring a bottle of Crystal Pepsi onto the head of a Chow, and Knuckles blessing him and saying Crystal Baptism, and that's just totally normal. That's totally normal for this like demographic of people. There's a ton of Sonic freaks out there that you are not accounting for in this box office. You could put anything on that screen, and there's still a bona fide group of people, maybe our age. Yeah. I don't know, but that would just sit in that theater. It's like the Five Nights at Freddy's type of thing. Those movies are dog water. They're awful. So bad.
I like that. That's
horrible.
Nice.
And they're making buku dough.
Okay.
There's just a bunch of freaks that will just see it for no matter reason.
How much did the second Five Nights make, though? I know the first one made tons of money.
I don't know. A lot of money.
Okay, it made money. Okay. I just know that movie was, like, universally like hated. I think that even the fans hated it.
Well, but we're at the point now where Hollywood's figured out, like, okay, we don't have to make good movies, we just have to make movies about things people know, right? Like, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And give them one scene to throw popcorn at the theater with, and like, that's all we gotta do.
Just jingle keys is, I think, the nomenclature.
Well, hopefully that's where Zach Kreger this year turns everything around for us with his Resident Evil movie that he's so dedicated to. I
don't feel like Resident Evil has the obsessed fandom, though, that like Minecraft or Five Nights at Freddy's has.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, but that's why you got to make it good, though.
Yes. I think Resident Evil has to be a good, because that Raccoon City one, which I thought was actually fine, like nobody watched. So
yeah, like the Last of Us show is a good show because it kind of has to be. the Fallout show apparently is decent because it probably has to be. You know,
I haven't seen either of these.
But I feel like Fallout would have more wiggle room. I feel like that fan base is more like, ugh, than The Last of Us, which feels like a bit of a different crowd.
Sure. But anyway, yeah,
a smaller crowd.
Yeah, but
Andrew.
Get back here.
Andrew, you've disappeared on us.
We can't hear you. Get back here.
Am I back?
Phew, that could have been bad. You're back.
Yes.
Clean feed just logged me out for some reason. I didn't do anything.
What a bunch of assholes.
That's fine. You know, it tries its best.
Okay. I apologize. Did I miss?
You're good.
Was I mid-sentence?
You were, but we had the good
Definitely.
tunes to, like, keep us going.
Okay, cool. We got the good tunes. Cool. I'm back, guys. I didn't die. But yeah, you gotta make it somewhat decent unless it's a fandom like this, I guess.
I mean, like, yeah, I just think that there are things like Minecraft or Five Nights at Freddy's where, like, they're just going for it. And I don't know if the kids are coming because they actually like the games, or if they just, like, they like the movie and now they're just like, wow, Trolls World Tour, let's go.
Yeah, I
Can't believe they got Wayne Knight for Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Joe, we're not, okay.
Something you said, Joe. You said something, Joe, at the beginning about how just space it. Oh, how Jeff Fowler, as the director of all of these films, these are the only films that he's directed.
And he did some of the Knuckles.
No, he's executive producer of Knuckles.
He did the pilot. He directed the pilot of Knuckles.
He did the pilot, right? So he set the tone for it.
Yeah.
He set the tone for Knuckles.
The tone is bad.
Jeff Fowler helped to create the cutscenes for the Shadow the Hedgehog 2005 game.
Wow.
He's been in the Sonic realm for ages. So I know you're like, what?
I love this. Thank you.
You don't have any emotional connection to this, do you? Yes, he does. Because there's things like, there's visual, like, acuity that you'll see in the games and in this. Like, I mean, Shadow does an Akira slide. That's Akira, but
well, I mean, but they were in Tokyo. It felt like a gimme.
Yeah, that's what you got to do while you're there.
Yeah. If you're on a motorcycle in Tokyo, you're doing the slide.
Yeah, but there's scenes like where he's on a motorcycle with the gun. It's not a real gun, but that's the cover of the Shadow the Hedgehog game. The Sonic Adventure 2 has a line where Sonic breaks out of the prison plane. He's like, "This plane sucks. No movies, no snacks. I'm out of here." And he kind of does that same line in the movie.
That's pretty good.
There's a couple of lines that they steal from the games.
Okay.
There's a couple like other visual acuities.
So, like, yeah, when they're in space and Super Sonic and Super Shadow are like fighting all the thing, and then they do like that crossover, and then we do a really long pause on it. Was that from the game or some promotional art or something? Like, why are we lingering on that so much?
When Sonic and Shadow like fly across each other, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the intro, like, to the game. Like, that's the startup screen.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, go ahead.
Another thing your context might help me with. They spent a lot of time early on where Sonic was like, "Whoa, why do you look like me?" And Shadow's like, "Why do you look like me?" And I thought that might be a bigger plot point because they spent a lot of time calling it out, and I'm there being like, you all look as exactly alike to each other as anybody else. Like, why would I think you guys look alike?
Well, hold up. We got a fox, and we got a weird, like, red guy with a crazy hairdo.
I feel like Knuckles and Sonic look as alike as Sonic and Shadow. I don't see enough connection there. Anyway, was that like a big deal in the games at some point that they were so similar? Was Sonic DNA in Shadow?
Yeah, there's similar bits of dialogue in the game. I mean, Sonic gets arrested because people think he's Shadow.
Even though he's very bright blue.
How did they get the handcuffs on him?
Yeah, I know. Listen, they got really fast agents. You can also talk about how the physics of speed in these movies are completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because Sonic is running at like Quicksilver in Days of Future Past speeds, which is about Mach 9600, I think. Someone did the math on it. It's about 1% the speed of light in order to be doing all those things in about half a second.
Yeah.
Tails and Knuckles can move at about Mach 1, so only about 800 miles an hour. But it still takes them... They still never catch Dr. Stone on the motorcycle all the way until he gets to the harbor. They just like chase him at his speed
Yeah.
of like 60 miles an hour. And so like, and Sonic will have scenes where he's just like, he's drumming on like sonic missiles that are not even moving. So he's moving at like 10,000, like Mach 10,000 at least. And then there's scenes where like he loses a race with 2 holograms.
Yes.
Where did those holograms come from? How did he lose that race? Even if he's...
Yeah, why did these normal civilian characters have all this fancy technology for holograms?
Where did James Marsden get those 2 holograms that beat Sonic in a race? Even if Sonic is trolling and doesn't care, like he's still moving at like Mach 2000. Where did you get those holograms from? That's crazy.
The speed seemed to be a bigger factor in the first movie, and then in the second two, it's just been like set dressing. Like, oh yeah, he's fast because, you know, he's got to go fast. He's Sonic.
Quicksilver that's such a good, that's good. That's good. That's exactly what they're doing.
And it's a better scene of what, like, the ethos is, right? And that's what they're maybe copying. Although you could also argue that Days of Future Past copied Over the Hedge. If you remember that. But anyway, like, yeah, the physics of the whole films, all the films are annoying. But also, James Marsden has to get, like, nearly killed so he doesn't be part of Act 3, because if you are a human in Act 3, how do you get out of that?
Yeah.
Like, if he went to space, he's cooked.
Yeah.
Like, no one got out of that unless they were a super character.
Yeah, the stakes have gotten, like, too big for human characters to be able to do anything anymore.
Kind of like the Fast and Furious franchise.
There's, like, Dragon Ball Z sort of leveling that's starting to happen in these games, too. Because Sonic fights Knuckles and he's like, oh, you're too powerful. And then they all fight Shadow and they're like, whoa, you're too powerful. And they're just going to keep doing that. Like, Metal Sonic, they're going to fight before and they'll be like, whoa, you're too powerful.
Well, yeah, it felt like it made sense they would want to get rid of Shadow at the end of this film because he is way more powerful and you can't have him be more powerful than Sonic. So it made sense that you wouldn't do it, but it does look like they bring him back there at the end because he takes his I don't know, power limiting rings or something. So I do wonder how you mesh him into the group. Because they had a good dynamic. Sonic's, you know, Tails said it. Sonic's the leader, Tails is the smart guy, Knuckles is the tough guy.
Yeah,
and Shadow seems to be the guy who can do everything.
I don't see Shadow living in Montana with James Marsden.
Yeah.
I also, in the games, he was intended to be a one-off. He has a similar exit from the game as he does from the movie. He, like, kind of, everything explodes and he, like, falls to Earth at peace. And you're like, did he die? I don't know. And then in Shadow the Hedgehog 2005, he wakes up on Earth and he's got, like, severe brain damage. He doesn't really remember what happened. He's kind of got amnesia again.
Okay.
So they kind of, like, pick up with, he survived somehow. But he never joins, like, the main crew of the team. He will pop up as an anti-hero, or he will go off on his own, sort of like darker adventures, typically. But I think he's probably only ever going to be a supporting character. I don't see him... Maybe they think it's going to be really funny to make Shadow play, like, ping pong with the dog or something. Maybe they'll do that.
Oh.
I can see them trying to do that, but they don't do that in the games.
We'll know in March of next year.
Yeah, they're not masters of tones, so it could be anything, I guess, at this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so Joe, you had speaking of those end credits, you had questions on the end credits you wanted for Andrew to... Who
are the robots and who's the lady?
So the robots are all, those are what is called Metal Sonic. In Sonic CD, which is a 2D game, that was back in like 94, I think. It was only a few years after the Sonic series started.
Sonic CD, I love it.
Metal Sonic is the main villain. He's created by Robotnik as a clone, or not a clone, but like a type of Sonic, like a type and shadow of Sonic. I can't even use type and shadow as a phrase because it doesn't make sense. You just think shadow, but it's a metal mockery or mimicry of Sonic that can basically do anything Sonic can do. He's not overpowered like Shadow is. He can't like teleport and stuff like that. But he is a boss that you fight in Sonic CD, and then he pops up in other games. He pops up in multiplayer in Sonic Adventure 2. And I guess since you can build one Sonic, or one Metal Sonic, you can probably build 1,000. I don't know if there's any games where there's a bunch of Metal Sonics. There probably is. But he's a villain from the 2D era.
I mean, it doesn't help that this pink girl comes in and just like defeats them right away. It takes away some of the threat that this Metal Sonic could have in the fourth movie.
I agree, especially when you find out who the pink character is. Her name is Amy Rose, and she in the games is Sonic's on-again, off-again girlfriend.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so look forward to that. She's really annoying.
Time for the kids to learn about the birds and the bees.
Cartoon kissing.
Yeah, I don't remember what breed of animal she is either. I don't think she's a hedgehog, but I can't remember. So
I do have some reporting from the Theater of Children where we saw the Mario movie.
Okay.
So anytime that Mario was like fawning over Peach, like not even like wanting to didn't mention like kissing, just wanted to give her a gift. All the kids were like, "Ew, gross! Why would you want to do that?" Like, what? You just want to be nice.
the focus groups have determined that all these children are asexual, and we will be having no relationships in kids' movies going forward.
Yeah, kids are afraid of sex these days. I say it often.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, kids. It's good for kids to be afraid of sex, I guess. I don't want them to. Jesus. It's more of like the people in their 20s are afraid to like date and have sex.
Those are the kids, Joe. We're at that age where those are the kids.
Well, I mean, we're talking about a literal Sonic movie, and so when I'm talking about kids, I'm talking about 6 and like 8-year-olds being like really repulsed that Mario wanted to give Peach a gift.
20-year-olds might be like that. I don't know what the internet's doing these days, where they're like, whatever. You know, they're all Paul Dano from the new Batman movie. They're all like those guys.
Yeah, Amy is in Sonic Adventure 2, the game this movie's based on. She's not a playable character; she's just a supporting character.
Okay,
but
well, glad she showed up then.
She's got this is fairly late in the game, so to speak, for the movies for her to pop up because she's in basically all the 3D games. The main characters in the game are Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, Eggman, Rouge the Bat, and Shadow, and they have like equal co-counterparts in like the hero and villain stories, and then Amy's just kind of there, annoying Sonic all the time. Like I think she breaks Sonic out of jail once.
Yeah, I don't. This sounds. It does feel like we're moving away from the people actors in the series,
which is fine.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's okay.
Right. I guess kids like the cartoons more though.
The people are just a way to, like, enter you into the world. Once you're there, it's fine.
I think I'm just now, like, protective of the Jim Carrey. Just, like, put him back in. You gotta have him in there.
Well, he's gonna be in it no matter... I think he's not going anywhere.
We don't know if he's gonna be in it.
This was a very clean off-ramp for him to not be in the fourth one.
It felt like we had him locked up for 3 movies. We don't know if we can get him back for any more, or if it's worth the price. But, like, I don't know. How much is Ben Schwartz charging you?
Ben Schwartz.
Right, it can't be that much.
I'm sorry. It's just...
I don't think Tails is anybody.
Yeah, it's starring Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is billed over Ben Schwartz, okay?
I know he is, but I'm just saying, like, if they, like,
I'm talking about, on March 19th, 2027, Jim Carrey is billed over Ben Schwartz.
Oh, okay. So we do have him back.
We do have him back.
All right. Because I had missed reactions at the end of the movie, because I'm like, okay, I don't have to watch any more Sonic films, but I'm like, oh, but now I don't have any Jim Carrey films.
No. And Patrick, just so you know, if you were ever concerned, directing the movie is Jeff Fowler.
Okay, but that doesn't tell me anything.
Well, that's just in good hands. Yeah. You're in safe hands.
Oh, thank God. Sonic 4 is good. If Jim Carrey's not in Sonic 4, I'm not watching it. But I'm worried it's...
Oh, and confirmed from Andrew, yes, the film will draw elements from the video game Sonic CD.
But Sonic CD came before Sonic Adventure 2?
Correct, yeah.
I'm sure Shadow the Hedgehog came way after Sonic CD.
Sonic CD was a game that came out for I think it was the Genesis CD attachment. Like, Genesis had like an attachment where you could play CDs instead of just cartridges, I think.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's a game that sort of like has gained popularity since, because I don't know how many people ever had the Genesis CD, but yes, it was what is timeline in the games? It's kind of everything and nothing. I don't know if timeline matters a ton, but yeah.
They seem to be going on a specific trend, so I just think they were like, we gotta do Shadow. All the kids like Shadow.
Yeah. And now they're like, Metal
Right.
Sonic.
So maybe and now they're like, all right, well, now we gotta go back and restart these other things.
Yeah. Sure. I mean,
Maybe they just didn't know what to do with Jim in the Sega CD game. What does Robotnik do in that game?
it's another 2D Sonic game, just like Sonic 1, 2, or 3, or Knuckles. He's just capturing woodland creatures.
He's just there isn't a plot.
No, there's not.
Well, what are the elements they're taking then, Joe?
Of what? It literally just says Sonic CD. There's like not much information about this out right now.
I don't know, like locations or I don't know.
Locations?
I find it weird Sonic interacts with the president in this game. Like that. Part of why I'm glad I didn't play the 3D games. Like just Sonic is in some weird pseudo-machine, pseudo-natural world, and he's doing that. He's going to Icelands and oil tankers. Like that's what I want.
If you play Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, and then you go back to Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, you will consider it a breath of fresh air, fresher than anything you could find in Green Hills, Montana.
Okay.
The 3D games get so much more insane than this game ever did. I promise you.
All right. I mean, I just won't play any Sonic. What is the Sonic 2000? You were mentioning this yesterday too. What is up with this? It's just really bad.
Sonic 2006 is famously one of the worst games ever.
Oh my god, I played that. It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's the Superman 64 of its era.
Yeah, no, it's truly awful.
There's a human-Sonic romantic relationship that's really busted.
It's very strange, and it's not fun.
They rushed it. They rushed it like a year faster than they should have. So all the cinematics are like Final Fantasy movie-looking cinematics, and then the game itself is completely unfinished.
Yes.
You go out of bounds constantly. You fall through rocks. It takes like 8 minutes to load every scene. The camera's broken.
Oh my god, yeah. I turned it off after level 1.
Famously horrible. So it's both cursed narratively and also cursed in terms of like function.
Okay.
And it's famous as a result. But there are characters that are introduced in that game that have since become completely like, they're like pillars in the fan edit community that I've referenced earlier.
Yeah.
So you could still see him in a movie. I don't know, man. You could see Silver the Hedgehog. You
think at some point they'll reference the Sonic 2006 and like a sly shout out the way Beverly Hills Cop 4 makes fun of Beverly Hills Cop 3, Joe?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I really hope so. I just wanted to note also, just to, sort of timestamp this. Jim Carrey was, on March 19th, was...
this March 19th, like less than a month ago?
Yes, that was the teaser trailer revealing that he was back to play Robotnik.
Oh, phew.
But Carrey's return was considered particularly notable given a recent awards appearance that sparked conspiracies of cloning or impersonation.
Oh, well, the cloning was so it was easier for him to play multiple roles in the movie. That was why they did it. Now he doesn't have to be in the makeup chair as much,
So, yes.
That was mental.
But that's, part of his charm, Andrew, is his complete insanity.
Sure, and the complete insanity of people that...
Yeah. Well, our new theory is that he went crazy because he was aware of the Epstein thing long before everybody else, and that's why.
Is it what?
Sonic's drowning. Get Sonic out of the water.
Don't play the drowning music when you're talking about Epstein Island, bro. What are you talking about? Don't. Oh my! I'm gonna throw up. What are you? Oh my god.
Yeah, but that's a theory for an off screen.
I mean, you're right. Dark. Yeah, the work makes sense.
We were looking at his Dark Waters and Bad Batch thing, and I kept being like, these are weird Epstein kind of stories. That's weird. And then we're like, oh, maybe he knew. Like, and that's why he stopped doing Hollywood things, because he was just like mad at everything.
The story took over the nation.
I mean, it's driving me insane. I don't really blame him.
Okay. All right. The music has ended. That's a good time for us to go to Last Looks, unless Joe has some breaking news here.
Well, no, this is our last Jim Carrey episode.
It's our last Jim Carrey. We'll do our post-mortem once we finish the season as a whole.
Oh, okay.
But, yes, It'll be our last Jim for a while. Andrew,
What a run.
What has Jim Carrey been to you? And just as an actor, I don't know if we had you on a Jim episode or an Eddie episode, but tell us about your past with Jim.
Yes, you had me on the series of unfortunate events, which was a Jim episode.
Well, then we're not going to have you do that. Don't worry about it.
It's fine. I will tell you guys, congratulations on the impending end of a season. Good work. I know it's been a very long season, and that you've suffered through many a great film and many an Amazon Prime film.
It's been like all streaming. Sonics have been like the theatrical film that we've been doing. Otherwise, it's just been streaming for like the last 10 films. It's kind of weird.
Mostly Eddie streaming movies.
It's a long double season, and you're nearing the finish line, and congratulations.
It has been like 26 months, which is insane. It's been 26 months. I took a look at it. But you know what? I think it's been fun. Like
I've had a great time.
I was like kind of okay to be done, but then when I thought there was no more Jim and Sonic, I was like, no, you got to bring Jim back. I need my Robotnik Jim.
Of course. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this in the theater.
Yeah. Like, I don't like these movies, and I'm not always agreeing with what Jim's doing, but at least he's fucking trying something, which is more than what I usually see out of movies like this. So, that just gives me a little something.
He's doing anything.
And maybe they'll have music in the movies. Oh, you got last looks here, Andrew, on Sonic 3.
You know what? I give this pretty bad movie extra points because they killed the little girl and they blew up the moon.
Yeah.
And those are the things from the game that I paid ticket money to go see.
But even when they blew up the moon, this is the tonal thing. They blow up the moon and they just go like, ooh, oh no, and it's like a joke. That your globe is forever shifted now that your moon is a piece missing. The tides will...
The ocean is forever broken.
Everything's fucked now. Is that going to come up next movie, I hope?
I don't think so. I wish it would.
I mean, if they're not going to bring it up in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I don't think they're going to bring it up in a Sonic universe.
Fine. All right, sorry, Andrew, to interrupt, but that bugged me.
No, it's okay. I mean, those are the elements that I paid for. I was like, are they going to kill Maria? Are they going to shoot a 13-year-old with, maybe cancer in the back? And they didn't quite do that, but they still killed her, so...
Yeah, they had the family-friendly version of it, where it was like, whoops. And James Woke there is being like, no, stop it.
That's what he sounded like.
No, don't. Stop. Come back.
Yeah, what are you doing? She's a girl. They didn't even have the cancer thing in there. So there was no time. It was all rushed. It would have been nice if there was some recollection of Robotnik being like, oh, my cousin was killed by gun? That angers. That I have an emotional reaction to that. He's not even mad when his grandfather's like, you're no Maria. Like, it doesn't even...
You're no Maria.
Family seemed to be an important theme for Robotnik's motivations this movie. It just would have been like not being good compared to somebody else. Maybe she wasn't as smart or as accomplished. Like, he could have, I don't know, that could have set him off. Just, again, it's rushed. There's too much in here. All right, sorry, Andrew, I interrupted you again.
No, you're good. The movie is too much and not enough at the same time, I suppose. I think that this is probably the one I enjoy the most out of the movies because it has Sonic Adventure 2 stuff in it, but is it a good adaptation of those things? No. not really. Yeah, you see some things that you like and you're like, hey, that's the thing I like, surrounded by a bunch of other stuff that gave me a bit of a migraine. Mario movies kind of doing the same exact thing. Turns out in the old Nintendo and Sega wars, who was better? Maybe neither. Maybe we all lose.
Yeah.
Mario's just definitely making a lot more money.
Yeah, all right, Joe, what are your last looks for this?
My last looks? Jim, thanks for jumping in that makeup chair again for a dual role. You're a king among kings. He's this has been fun. I'm happy it's over. But no, it's like, well, just, let's see another guy.
Yeah. Yes, my last looks. Why does Jim Carrey do this movie? Well, I kind of thought he had made up the Gerald thing. I thought he was like really going crazy. He's like, all right, I think I've gotten Robotnik where I want him. Now let's bridge out and do another thing. Because they finally let him do the fat suit here. He'd been fighting that for a couple films.
God, he was almost in the Three Stooges movie.
What?
He's supposed to play the fat stooge.
Are you joking?
No, this is like an old story.
Oh, okay.
For the Farrelly brothers.
More makeup. He would have loved it.
No, that's the thing.
Why is it his movie? I guess some type of contractual obligation, I'm sure. But, like, he does take ownership of this role. If he's willing to basically only do this, he must have some emotional affinity to it. And he got to have fun with himself quite a lot. All right, I'd like to thank Andrew McUne for showing up.
Thank you for coming.
Hey, thanks for having me. Oh, also, I should say, due to the impending Paramount merger, Sonic the Hedgehog 4 might actually be pro-Epstein now.
Fucking hell.
So, sorry, Jim.
Jim might back out, yeah.
Damn.
I'd like to thank Lev Van Rensselaer for minding those audio boards and keeping a sense of slippery smooth. I'd like to thank the composer of Sonic 3, perhaps Michael Jackson, but we're uncertain. I'd like to thank Joe Vekeman for stopping by.
No, thank you.
And I am your host, Patrick Scale. You can find my features, documentaries, short films, video essays, animations, behind-the-scenes footage, and so much more at QuixoticUnited.com and social media, presumably, with a similar sounding name. Thank you all for listening. Joe, say goodnight.
Good night.
Joe, are you at that age where you sneeze and you injure parts of yourself?
No, thank God.
Oh. Why am I at that age? I think I'm the youngest.
Just
of the three.
you, I guess, Andrew. I don't know. That's weird.
Thus, research would dictate that it's something else I'm doing wrong, which is...
It's all that healthy mountain air living.
Why is my, face so, I'm, taking up 3 times the size?
Well, I don't think that's true, Joe. You're just nervous because we have a new sexy guest here. That's all that is.
I don't know if I'm that new. I'm old hat by now.
You're just nervous because we're currently 3/5 of a boy band, and now it has you all image conscious.
Well, sometimes.
Are we still a boy band if we're all in our 30s?
Yeah, we're a man band.
Hell yeah.
Well, do they have those man bands?
Oh, if you, look at the ages of these boy bands,
Yeah. I mean, now, of course, in sync. Do we still call them a boy band, though? They're just a band.
Well, I think one of them's in their 50s.
Or, what do we do with Boys to Men? Are they men to Gramps?
Men to Unks.
Men to grave.
Yeah. Men to AARP. That could work.
AARP.
Yes, Joe.
I hope everyone stayed for the after credits.
We got 2 after credits.
Yes, we did. Well, they kind of... No, did they blend together?
No.
I need the second one explained for me. And you know what? The first one. And you know what? Someone needs to explain the whole movie to me.
The first one got explained when they announced the Kristen Bell casting.
It's Kristen Bell? I didn't even know she talked.
She didn't talk in this movie. That's why they just announced the casting 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, they cast her since this. Yeah.
When we watched Sonic 2, we didn't know there was any Sonic 4 casting yet. We wouldn't have known if we had gotten to Sonic 3 any earlier.
You also didn't know that the casting for Shadow until you watched this one, right? Because I listened to most of your... I
didn't know.
But
I didn't know.
That's good.
Joe seems to have known because he was always teasing it.
Keanu?
Yes, yeah. Joe's burying leads got to keep you interested. That's why you're the best in the biz. That's why you got this podcast on lock.
I'm very anti-spoiler. I don't like to let Joe spoil these things.
He's making very strange decisions lately. Stranger than usual.
Well, he gets to do whatever now. He's got John Wick money.
I know, and yes, great. That's awesome. But he also had Matrix money and Speed money.
He had one Speed movie. That's not Speed money.
Well, he was smart, and he's like, I'll pass. And Sandy's like, come on!
He seems to do very ethical and kind things to other people that he works with on films with his money, so that's nice.
Yeah, I just wish that he would just I don't know. The comedies he worked with, I saw the Aziz Ansari first 15 minutes of that. I passed.
Oh, yeah.
He just has a movie coming out either this weekend or it was last weekend. I don't know. It was soon. But he has another Jonah Hill movie. Speaking of Jonah Hill making movies now.
Us People?
Us People. Yes, Us People. He's got another fucking weird comedy that just doesn't seem to come together. Great.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Funeral.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Swan Song.
Yeah.
I liked the last one. I thought it was fine.
I didn't see it.
It was fine.
There you go. That's
Like
what you
6
look
out of
for.
10. It was good. Passable. Hey,
Yes.
my kid tried to argue with me that a D+ is passing, and I'm like, kind of. Samantha is like, just come on, what are we doing?
I guess it depends on what school district you're in.
Yeah, it's a fair point. Or like, is there a curve? Is she like in a school with a lot of super smart kids?
Probably not.
It's also probably an alarming argument to be hearing from your kid. They're like, hey, D+ is passing. And you're like, I think I know what's coming next. You're not telling me that because you got an A in geography.
No, she does great with her English, but her math is to be desired.
Well, math is for nerds.
Well, that's the funny thing. Julian, terrible with his English. Like I'm working on it with him. He's improving.
Yeah.
But phenomenal with his adding, subtracting.
All right, well, if you just tape them together, like, what a great student you've got there.
I know, you smash them together.
I think in the aggregate, you've raised a great child.
One kid when I have two.
Yeah, but don't let the numbers throw you off. Just like, I've raised a good kid overall.
I raised a good kid. Jeez. All right, we watched Sonic.
I'm going to drink the water and then we'll go, so we don't take up too much of Andrew's time.
Nah, you're good. I don't have anything booked immediately after this at all, so you're chilling.
Well, you have your, what I'm guessing is prison sentence community service for picking up trash on the highway.
Yeah, I'm not picking up trash on the highway.
Yeah.
I'm picking up trash near the highway. Because my old grandfather's house is the one I'm currently working on cleaning out, and it just happens to be
Near a highway.
75 feet from a freeway.
Well, it's not as dangerous in Idaho because there's like 4 cars.
Yeah, sometimes having a freeway is a bonus.
We're in Idaho?
Currently, yes. I live in Utah, but y'all got me on an Idaho weekend because I'm working on a project. So, again, negligible difference. You would be forgiven in every culture and religion for not knowing the difference between the two. Don't even worry about it. But yeah, somewhere in them Rocky Mountains.
Would you prefer Utah or Idaho? Idaho? Idatar?
Idaho. I mean, Idaho is a joke I've been making since I was like 6 years old.
Oh, I'm hearing it now.
Idaho.
Now that you're saying this.
Idaho. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a classic.
All right, no more hoes. Only podcasting. Give me a quick second here.